だ一つ確か成果した。
Welcome to episode 9 of Gabriel Talks Gundam. Last time we discussed the Ground Gundam and the EZ-8, and today we will be discussing the MS-09 Dom, and that includes the YMS-09 Prototype Dom and the Rick Dom. So let's start. Principality of Zeon's invasion of Earth began during the One-Year War. One problem their military tried to address was developing a high-performance mobile suit for ground combat. ZMAD Company stepped forward with its revolutionary YMS-09 Prototype Dom, following the earlier experimental YMS-08B Dom test type, an entirely new design line built exclusively for ground combat. Prototype Dom overcame the slow speed problem found with ground combat mobile suits by adding a series of high-powered thermonuclear jet engines in its legs and waist skirt armor. This gave the Prototype Dom the ability to hover along the ground at up to 240 kph, and thus also making it extremely maneuverable. Two units were constructed at ZMAD's Site 3 factory and shipped to the California base on Earth for field testing. After the tests proved the design a success, the standard MS-09 Dom went into mass production. Following the final testing and trials of the YMS-09 Prototype Dom, the standard production type MS-09 Dom immediately began rolling off the assembly lines at ZMAD Company. The new Dom supplanted the recently produced MS-07B Gouf as the mainstay ground combat unit of Zeon's mobile suit forces. Like the YMS-09, the production version was equipped with jet engines that allowed it to hover above the ground at speeds up to 380 km an hour. The Dom was armed with a diffused beam cannon mounted in its chest and a handheld heat saber. It could also carry various optional handheld weapons like bazookas and machine guns. The first three production Doms were given to Zeon's Black Tri-Stars Aces and stationed as the frontline defense for Mukuve's Odessa mining base during the One-Year War. Though their amazing ground speed and agility gave the crew of the invading Earth Federation forces carrier White Base a hard time, the Black Tri-Stars were simply outmatched by the emerging new type abilities of RX-78-2 Gundam pilot Amuro Ray. Amuro was able to dodge the Black Tri-Star's infamous coordinated jet stream attack, destroying all three of the Doms in the process. Due to the success of the Dom, it was adapted into a space-use version, the MS-09R Rick Dom. Several variants were also produced, including the tropical climate use MS-09F Trop Dom Tropin and the final improved MS-09G Dwaj. The Zeonic Company's Space Combat MS-11 ACT Zaku development project was canned. The ZMAD Company quickly responded by making a variant of their well-proven MS-09 Dom ground combat mobile suit. It was near the end of the One-Year War, and UC-0079 and the Principality of Zeon, realizing that the outcome of the war was going to be decided in space, devoted all of its mobile suit manufacturing resources to space combat units. Refining the Dom design for space was simple and mostly involves replacing the hover jet thrusters with standard rocket thrusters. The result was the MS-09R Rick Dom, and Zeon manufacturers began cranking out hundreds of these units late into the war, replacing the aging MS-06F Zaku 2 as the premier frontline combat unit. When the Zeon military launched its United Maintenance Plan to streamline manufacturing by redesigning mobile suits to use the same parts, the Rick Dom was redesigned into the MS-09R-2 Rick Dom 2. The most notable pilots to pilot the Rick Dom and the Dom entirely would be the Black Tri-Stars, consisting of MASH, Gaia, and Ortega. Zeon remnants would end up using the Dom and its other aging counterparts and other aging Zeon mobile suits to fight Arlington Base and Unicorn, which were old and aged at the point. The first time we would see the Dom would be in the original Mobile Suit Gundam series in 1979. And if you're active on Instagram, you can go follow me there under Gabriel Talks Gundam, where I post constant updates and also upload my episodes there if you don't want to go to YouTube and deal with the ads. And with that being said, this has been episode 9 of Gabriel Talks Gundam. If you liked the episode, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the bell notification so you don't miss the next episode. Next time, we will be discussing the RGM-79 gem. And with that said, this has been Gabriel Talks Gundam.